This is Support is Sexy, episode 260. Meet the universe halfway. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I interview inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and their lessons to help you take your business and your life to the next level and create something sexy. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm so excited to have you here. It just would not be the same without you. And today I was inspired to share a message with you about meeting the universe halfway. You may have heard this phrase before. Many people use it. I certainly didn't make it up, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately, especially in respects to dreams, aspirations, things that we want to accomplish, things that we want to create. We have all of these thoughts in our mind about what we're going to do in the future, moving forward and that kind of thing. And then we hit a roadblock or something goes wrong or something goes off the rails or it doesn't turn out how we thought or it's a big failure or even worse, it's a public failure, or we feel like that's worse. It's a public failure and we give up and we stop. And for some of us, we turn around and go in the other direction. But here's the thing. All of that is part of your journey. The failure, even sometimes the humiliation, sometimes we mess up in public spaces and everyone sees it and maybe we're humiliated or we made a terrible choice and we didn't know what we didn't know. Things happen. Things go wrong. You have dreams and maybe you're seeing something that's coming to fruition and you think it's going to work and you have all of these ideas about what you're going to do when you get to this certain place of accomplishment and then it all falls apart. Things happen and then you're depressed and down or you're feeling like it's never going to work again or you're never going to have that opportunity again. All of this is part of the journey. It's the reason that on the podcast, I love for women to share as much as possible their whole stories. So that's why we start in the beginning. What was the inspiration as far as entrepreneurship? What were you like as a young person? What was your life like some before then? Of course, they can't tell us everything. We just don't have that kind of time. But I want you to get a sense of the person's journey. What were the things that they feel like were triggers for them in a positive way or maybe in a not so positive way? What were the things that they had to go through in order to get to the point where they are today, whether successful, quote unquote, successful by whoever's standards or not, but where they feel like they are moving toward their dream, which all of the women featured on the show talk about, whether they've achieved it at a certain level or they're still moving toward it. But the whole thing is getting a sense of the full journey. So for you, why should you be any different? You have a journey too. You have a path that you're walking, and it's not always going to be easy. Some days it's going to be hella rocky. Some days you're not going to know what to do. Some days you want to just sit down and be still and not do anything. Those days are okay, actually. But some days you want to run screaming again in the other direction. But you have to keep going because you know what else is on that path? The universe is on that path, meeting you halfway, waiting for you to show up. Now, at what point you two will meet? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. Will it look like what you think it's going to look like? Probably not. You never know. As I always say, and as I say to women on the show, you probably could never have scripted this. In fact, you never could have scripted this. You don't know how it's going to work. You don't know how it's going to show up. And it being those moments that move you further and further along. I don't believe, actually, people talk about big breaks. And yeah, there are some big things that maybe are a catalyst for some other great things to come. But a lot of times, and this is another thing that I like to get to in people's stories, what are the little steps along the way that got you to that quote unquote big break or to that thing that really pushed you further down the line? It's a lot of little steps along the way that get you to that moment, that get you to more little steps along the way, that get you to the big moment. I think a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this too, we get caught up in seeing the big moments, especially because we live in a world where we all can see everything, right? Television, certainly, but on social media, you see everybody's big moments. We're all sharing the big, happy moments. Nothing wrong with that. But there are times in between where we're not taking pictures, or there are times in between when we fall down and we're not documenting that. There are times in between where we, again, go screaming in the other direction, or we want to go screaming in the other direction. But you have to keep going Meet the universe halfway. Do not give up. Do not say that you're not worth it, or do not say that you can't do it, or do not say that no one's going to help you, or do not say that any of the things that could make you stop on this path, this journey. There's a reason that you're inspired to do whatever the thing is that you want to do. There's a reason that you're inspired to create the thing that you want to create. Now, giving up in the sense of saying, this way isn't working, I'm going to do it another way, or this particular thing isn't the thing that I really want to focus on, I'm going to do this other thing. There are moments when you have to recalibrate, right? You're on this path, but you might have to take another direction or go around something or go up and under. You don't necessarily have to go through. In other words, you never know what direction, what way, how it's going to work, but you have to be committed to moving forward. That's the thing. Move forward, move forward. You never know what's going to happen. You never know when the universe is going to meet. Well, you know what? Let me say, the universe is already there with you. I will say the meeting you halfway is when you really feel the presence. Maybe that's what it is. We're really getting woo-woo on this episode. But that is the thing. When you will feel that presence, when you will be sure that you are not alone on this journey. So I felt inspired to share this today. As usual, I had a whole other podcast and idea plan, but this just felt like something that needed to be shared, a reminder for all of us. And you know, there have been, and I've posted about this recently, a lot of transitions, or as people say, someone passing away in the past few months, and definitely within the last year. Young people, and young being in your 30s and 40s, that is young today, whether it's because of health reasons or otherwise. People are just going, and death is certainly a part of life. But the thing it makes me always reflect on is, what were those people doing with their lives? Were they happy? Were they moving toward their dream or living their dream at that time? Whatever that dream looks like, not even just celebrities or fame. Everyday people who are creating lives, who are doing things that they want to do or have aspirations and dreams and all of that. Did they feel like they were putting something off until tomorrow that they could have experienced before that moment? Now, we're not going to get to do everything before we pass. Maybe some of us will be blessed to do that, but I don't have that expectation. But I would hate to get to the point where my last day is here and there's so much that I could have experienced that I wanted to experience that I just let it go for whatever reason, because I got scared, because I got lazy, because I didn't think I was worthy of it, because I didn't think it was for me, because I just didn't know how. None of those are reasons to not experience the things that I want to experience, or for you not to experience the things you want to experience. There is no guaranteed tomorrow. In fact, there's no such thing as tomorrow. You only have now. We have the time that we have now, the moment that we have now. You're planning for the future, of course, but every day you're in the now. You are in that moment. So what are you going to do to make the most of this moment? What are you going to do to make it matter to you and to the world? You are all up to something big. I know you are, and I'm excited about what you're up to. You're creating something sexy out there, but are you doing things that really feel like it is your purpose? Are you walking in your purpose? Do you think you're walking in your purpose? When you truly reflect, get quiet, get still, and think about it, are you walking in your purpose? Do you feel like you've discovered what your purpose is yet? All of this is things that I think you can think about on this journey, on this path, but just know that the universe will meet you halfway. Your job, your mission is to just keep going. Do not give up. You're going to have to let some things go. Some things are going to weigh you down. You're going to have to leave some people behind, unfortunately, but you keep going. Keep moving. What you're doing matters. Do not give up. All right. So thank you all so much for listening. Hopefully this was helpful or inspirational or whatever it was for you, just even if it's just a reminder. I hope it resonated with you. All right. So thank you so much for listening, and you know what to do. Go out there, create something sexy, stay on your path, meet the universe halfway, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.